Success, it's a word that echoes in the chambers of our minds, a goal that drives us forward, a dream that keeps us awake at night. But what is success, really? Is it the accumulation of wealth, the achievement of fame, the realization of a lifelong ambition? Or is it something more profound, more fundamental to our existence as human beings? I propose to you today that true success in its purest form is not about the destination, but about the journey. It's about who you become in the pursuit of your goals. It's about the strength you develop, the wisdom you gain, and the impact you make on the world around you. And at the heart of this journey lies a simple yet powerful truth. You can't fail if you do not quit. This statement might seem overly simplistic at first glance. After all, we live in a world that's quick to label outcomes as successes or failures. We are conditioned to believe that failure is something to be feared, avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that this perspective is not just limited, but fundamentally flawed? The nature of failure, what is it? Really? Is it the lack of immediate results? Is it the deviation from our expected path? Or is it something else entirely? I submit to you that true failure is not the absence of success, but the absence of effort. It's not the presence of obstacles, but the choice to stop moving forward in the face of those obstacles. The Wright brothers didn't create the first successful airplane on their first attempt. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in a single day. These individuals, like countless others who have left their mark on the world, understood a fundamental truth. Persistence is the key to unlocking potential. I once met a young woman named Lisa at a conference I was speaking at. Lisa approached me after my talk, her eyes brimming with a mixture of determination and despair. She shared with me her dream of revolutionizing education in underprivileged communities through innovative technology solutions. Lisa had spent years developing a platform that could provide quality education to children in remote areas. She had poured her heart, soul, and savings into this project. But despite her best efforts, she was struggling to gain traction. Investors weren't interested, schools were hesitant to adopt her technology, and she was running out of resources. I feel like I've failed, she told me, her voice quivering. Maybe it's time to give up and get a real job. I looked at Lisa and saw not a failure, but a warrior on the brink of breakthrough. I asked her a simple question. Lisa, have you exhausted every possible avenue? Have you tried everything within your power to make this work? She paused, thinking deeply. Well, no, she admitted. There are still some strategies I haven't tried. Some people I haven't reached out to. But I'm so tired, so discouraged. Lisa, I said, you haven't failed. You're in the middle of your success story. The only way you can fail is if you choose to quit right now. We spent the next hour strategizing, exploring new approaches, and reknitting the passion that had led Lisa to embark on this journey in the first place. I'm happy to tell you that 2 years later, Lisa's educational platform is being used in over 100 schools across 3 continents, impacting thousands of young lives. Lisa's story is not unique. It's a testament to the power of persistence, to the truth that success often lies just beyond the point where most people give up. Her journey illustrates a crucial point. What we often perceive as failure is merely a stepping stone to success, if only we have the courage and determination to keep moving forward. Persistence does not mean blindly repeating the same actions and expecting different results. That's not persistence, that's insanity. True persistence requires adaptability, the willingness to learn from setbacks, and the courage to change course when necessary while keeping your ultimate goal in sight. Your destination remains fixed, but you must constantly adjust your sails, your course, to account for the wind and waves, each adjustment, each apparent setback. brings you valuable information that ultimately guides you to your goal. This principle applies to every aspect of life, whether you are building a business, pursuing a career change, working on personal growth, or striving to make a difference in your community. The path to success is rarely linear. It's a series of attempts, adjustments, and renewed efforts. I want to address a common misconception about this philosophy of you can do not quit. Some might interpret this as a call to stubbornly pursue a failing strategy, to ignore feedback and continue down a doomed path. This couldn't be further from the truth. Persistence is not about being rigid, it's about being resilient. It's about having the wisdom to recognize when your current approach is not working and the courage to try something new. It's about maintaining your commitment to your ultimate goal while being flexible in your methods. The story of a young entrepreneur I mentored named John. John had a vision of creating a revolutionary fitness app that would personalize workout routines based on users' unique physiology and goals. He spent 2 years developing the app, pouring all his resources into making it perfect before launch. When the app finally hit the market, the response was underwhelming. Downloads were low. User retention was poor. And John was devastated. He came to me ready to throw in the towel. I failed, he said. All that work for nothing. But had he really failed, or had he just completed the first iteration of his journey to success, I challenged John to dig deeper. Instead of seeing this as a failure, I told him, see it as invaluable market research. You now have real-world data about what works and what does not. That's not failure, that's progress. John took this to heart. He reached out to users who had downloaded the app, seeking honest feedback. He discovered that while people loved the concept, they found the app too complicated, too time-consuming to use regularly. Armed with this insight, John went back to the drawing board. He simplified the user interface, streamlined the workout customization process, and added social features that allowed users to connect with friends for motivation. 6 months later, he relaunched the app. The response was phenomenal. Within a year, the app had over 1 million active users and was featured as one of the top fitness apps in multiple countries. John's story illustrates a crucial point. What looks like failure is often just a detour on the road to success. His willingness to persist, to learn from setbacks, and to adapt his approach ultimately led him to achieve his vision, albeit in a different form than he initially imagined. This brings us to a fundamental truth about success and failure. They are not fixed states, but fluid processes. Success is not a destination you reach and then stop. It's a continuous journey of growth, adaptation, and impact. Similarly, failure is not a final verdict, but a temporary state that persists only if you choose to stop moving forward. Some of the most successful companies in the world started as something entirely different. YouTube began as a video dating site. Twitter was originally a podcast subscription network. These companies didn't fail. They evolved. They persisted through challenges, adapted to market realities, and ultimately found their path to success. The same principle applies to personal growth and achievement. Your journey toward your goals will likely take unexpected turns. You will face setbacks, moments of doubt, periods where it seems like nothing is working. But remember, as long as you are still in the game, still learning, still pushing forward, you haven't failed. You are simply in the process of succeeding. This perspective shift is powerful. It liberates you from the paralysis of perfectionism, from the fear of making mistakes. When you understand that setbacks are not failures but opportunities for growth, you free yourself to take risks, to innovate, to push beyond your comfort zone. This journey of persistence is not easy. It requires mental toughness, emotional resilience, and a deep well of self-belief. So how do you cultivate qualities? How do you build the strength to keep going when everything seems to be working against you? You must develop a growth mindset. This means seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as threats to your ability or worth. When you encounter a setback, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, train yourself to think, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? Surround yourself with supportive, like-minded individuals. The company you keep has a profound impact on your mindset and your ability to persist. Seek out mentors who have walked the path you are on. Connect with peers who share your drive and ambition. Create a personal board of directors. Individuals who believe in you and your vision, who can offer guidance, support, and honest feedback when you need it most. Take care of yourself physically and mentally. Persistence requires energy, and you can't pour from an empty cup. Prioritize your health. Get adequate sleep, maintain a balanced diet, and engage in regular physical activity. Practice mindfulness or meditation to cultivate mental clarity and emotional balance. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It's a crucial component of sustainable success. Celebrate small wins along the way. The journey of persistence can be long and challenging. It's easy to get discouraged if you are only focused on the end goal. Learn to recognize and appreciate the small victories, the incremental progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a success worth celebrating. Develop a personal mission statement. What drives you? What impact do you want to have on the world? Having a clear sense of purpose can be a powerful motivator when times get tough. It reminds you why you started this journey in the first place and gives you the strength to keep going. Practice gratitude. It might seem counterintuitive when you are facing challenges, but focusing on what you are grateful for can shift your perspective in powerful ways. It reminds you of the resources you have, the progress you have made, and the opportunities that lie ahead. Learn to reframe failure. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your worth or abilities, see it as data. What worked? What didn't? What can you learn? How can you adjust your approach? This analytical perspective takes the emotion out of failure and turns it into a tool for growth. The role of fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, that these are powerful forces that can hold us back if we let them. But I want you to understand that fear is not your enemy. It's a natural, even necessary part of the journey. Fear is your mind's way of acknowledging that you are pushing beyond your comfort zone, that you are attempting something significant. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to learn to act in spite of it, to recognize fear not as a stop sign, but as a signpost that you are on the right track, that you are pushing yourself to grow. When you feel fear bubbling up, whether it's before a big presentation, as you are about to launch a new venture, or as you contemplate a major life change, pause for a moment. Acknowledge the fear. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then make a conscious choice to move forward anyway. This is what courage looks like in practice. It's not the absence of fear, but the determination to persevere despite it. You will find that your capacity for handling challenges expands. What once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable. Your resilience grows, and with it, your ability to tackle even greater challenges. But persistence is not just about facing external challenges. Often, the greatest battles we face are internal. Self-doubt, imposter syndrome, the voice of criticism in our heads, doubt these can be far more debilitating than any external obstacle. This is where self-compassion becomes crucial. Persistence is not about being hard on yourself, about pushing through with gritted teeth and clenched fists. It's about being your own greatest ally, your own most understanding friend. When you face setbacks, when you fall short of your expectations, resist the urge to berate yourself. Instead, speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend facing a similar situation. Offer yourself words of encouragement, of understanding. Recognize that making mistakes, facing failures, is an integral part of the growth process. This self-compassion is not weakness. It's a source of strength. It allows you to bounce back from setbacks more quickly, to learn from your mistakes without being derailed by them. It gives you the emotional resilience to keep pushing forward. to keep believing in yourself and your vision even when things get tough. We talk about the power of visualization in maintaining persistence. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and how you use it can significantly impact your ability to persevere through challenges. Take a moment right now to close your eyes. Picture yourself 1 year from now. You have committed to this journey of persistence. You have faced challenges head on, learned from your setbacks, celebrated your victories both big and small. Who have you become? How have you grown? What seemed impossible a year ago that now feels within reach? Feel the sense of pride, of accomplishment, of expanded possibility. This version will be more resilient, more determined, more alive to the possibilities of life. That this is who you are becoming through your commitment to persistence. Open your eyes and carry that vision with you. Let it be your North Star in moments of doubt. Your fuel when the journey gets tough. Remember, that future version of yourself is counting on you today to keep pushing forward, to refuse to quit. This practice of visualization is not just a feel-good exercise. It's a powerful tool for priming your mind for success. When you regularly visualize your goals and the person you are becoming, you are training your brain to recognize opportunities, to stay focused on what's important, and to believe in your ability to overcome obstacles. But visualization alone is not enough. It must be coupled with action. Remember, you can't fail if you do not quit, but you also can't succeed if you do not start. If you do not take consistent action towards your goals. This brings us to the importance of developing strong habits and routines. Success is not about sporadic bursts of effort, but about consistent daily actions that move you closer to your goals. It's about showing up day after day, even when you do not feel like it, even when the results aren't immediately visible. The most crucial part of the process is laying a strong foundation. It's work that happens below ground, out of sight. For weeks or even months, it might look like nothing is happening. But without this foundation, the building would never be able to reach the heights it's destined for. Your journey of persistence is similar. Much of the most important work happens beneath the surface. It's the daily habits, the small improvements, the lessons learned from setbacks. It might not always be visible to others, but it's this foundational work that will ultimately enable you to achieve your grandest visions. So what are the habits of persistent individuals? First and foremost, they are lifelong learners. They understand that in our rapidly changing world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is crucial. They read voraciously, seek out new experiences, and are always open to new ideas and perspectives. Persistent individuals also practice disciplined time management. They understand that time is their most valuable resource, and they use it wisely. They prioritize their tasks, focusing on high-impact activities that move them closer to their goals. They learn to say no to distractions and time wasters, even when those come in the form of seemingly good opportunities that do not align with their core objectives. Another key habit is regular self-reflection. Persistent individuals tend to review their progress, to assess what's working and what is not. They're not afraid to ask themselves tough questions and to make adjustments based on their honest self-assessment. Persistent individuals also cultivate a strong support network. They understand that no one achieves greatness alone. They seek out mentors, collaborate with peers, and surround themselves with individuals who challenge them to grow and who support their vision. Furthermore, they practice resilience in the face of criticism and setbacks. They understand that not everyone will believe in their vision, that there will be naysayers and doubters. But instead of letting this discourage them, they use it as fuel. They let criticism refine them, not define them. The difference between persistence and stubbornness. Persistence is not about blindly pushing forward regardless of evidence or feedback. It's about maintaining your commitment to your ultimate goal while being willing to adjust your methods. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. Your goal is to reach the summit. Persistence means you keep moving towards the top, even when the path gets steep, even when you encounter obstacles. But it does not mean you have to stick to the exact route you initially planned. If you encounter an impassable cliff, persistence means finding another path up. Not repeatedly throwing yourself against the cliff face. This flexibility, this willingness to adapt is crucial to long-term success. The most persistent individuals are also the most adaptable. They're willing to let go of strategies that aren't working, to pivot when necessary, all while keeping their ultimate vision in sight. The goal is not to prove yourself right or to stubbornly cling to your initial ideas. The goal is to achieve your vision, to make the impact you are meant to make in this world. And sometimes that means being humble enough to admit when your current approach is not working and brave enough to try something new. This adaptability is a key component of true persistence. It's what separates those who eventually succeed from those who burn out or give up. It's about having the wisdom to recognize when a change of strategy is needed and the courage to make that change. Companies that thrive over the long term are not those that stick rigidly to their original products or strategies, but those that are willing to innovate, to pivot when necessary, to meet the changing needs of their customers and the market. The same principle applies to your personal journey of persistence. As you pursue your goals, be open to feedback. Be willing to learn and grow. Your initial vision may evolve as you gain new insights and experiences. Embrace this evolution. It's not a sign of failure or weakness, but a testament to your growth and adaptability. Persistence is not about being perfect. It's about being committed to progress. It's about getting up one more time than you fall. It's about learning from each setback and using that knowledge to fuel your next attempt. In this journey of persistence, it's crucial to maintain perspective. Sometimes, when we are in the thick of our struggles, it's easy to lose sight of how far we have come. We become so focused on where we want to be that we forget to acknowledge where we started and the progress we have made. Take time regularly to reflect on your journey. Look back at where you were a year ago, 5 years ago. Recognize the growth you have experienced, the challenges you have overcome. This retrospective view can be incredibly motivating, especially during tough times. It reminds you of your capacity for growth and change. And it reinforces your ability to persist through difficulties. Moreover, this practice of reflection can help you identify patterns in your journey. You might notice certain strategies that have consistently worked well for you, or particular pitfalls that you tend to encounter. This self-awareness is invaluable. It allows you to play to your strengths and proactively address your weaknesses. Remember that your path is unique. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others, to feel like you are falling behind because someone else seems to be achieving success more quickly or easily. But these comparisons are rarely productive and often based on incomplete information. You do not see the struggles behind others' successes, the late nights, the doubts, the setbacks they've overcome. Moreover, success is not a finite resource. Someone else's achievement does not diminish the possibility of your own. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on becoming a better version of yourself each day. In this age of social media and constant connectivity, it's more important than ever to stay focused on your own journey. Use the success of others as inspiration, not as a benchmark for your own worth of progress. Remember, the only person you need to be better than is who you were yesterday. You persist towards your goals. It's also important to maintain balance in your life. Persistence does not mean sacrificing everything else for a single goal. In fact, such an approach often leads to burnout and can actually hinder your progress in the long run. Strive for harmony between your ambitions and other important aspects of your life, your relationships, your health, your personal growth. These elements of your life compete with your goals. They complement them. Strong relationships can provide support and inspiration. Good health gives you the energy and clarity to pursue your ambitions. Personal growth enhances your capacity to achieve and to handle the challenges that come with persistence. Persistence is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires sustainable practices that you can maintain over the long haul. This means taking care of yourself holistically, mentally, physically and emotionally. It means setting boundaries, learning to say no to things that do not align with your priorities, and making time for rest and rejuvenation. In your journey of persistence, do not underestimate the power of small, persistent actions. It's easy to get overwhelmed when we focus solely on our big, audacious goals. But these goals are achieved through the accumulation of small, daily efforts. If you want to write a book, focus on writing a page a day. If you want to build a successful business, focus on serving one customer at a time. If you want to transform your health, focus on making one healthy choice at a time. These small actions may not feel significant in the moment, but over time, they compound into remarkable results. This focus on small, consistent actions also helps in developing patience, not a crucial virtue in the journey of persistence. In our fast-paced world, we often expect immediate results, but real lasting success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of persistent effort over time. Cultivate patience by celebrating the small victories along the way. Each small step forward is progress. Each lesson learned from a setback is growth. By acknowledging these small wins, you maintain motivation and build momentum. Even when your ultimate goal still seems distant, the ripple effect of your efforts, your persistence does not just impact your own life. It has the power to inspire and influence others around you. When you refuse to give up, when you demonstrate resilience in the face of challenges, you become a living example of what's possible with persistence. Your family, friends, colleagues, perhaps even strangers who observe your journey, your persistence can spark hope in others, can motivate them to pursue their own dreams with renewed vigor. In this way, your individual journey of persistence contributes to a collective culture of resilience and achievement. Moreover, as you persist and eventually achieve your goals, you will be in a position to lift others up. You will have wisdom to share, lessons learned from your journey that can help others navigate their own paths. In this way, persistence becomes not just a personal virtue, but a force for positive change in the world. Persistence is not just about achieving external goals. It's about who you become in the process. The strength you develop, the wisdom you gain, the resilience you build up, these are the true rewards of persistence. Yes, achieving your goals is important, but equally important is the growth you experience along the way. Each challenge you overcome, each setback you bounce back from, each small victory you achieve, these experiences shape you. They forge your character, expand your capabilities, and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. In the end, this is the true power of persistence. It's not just about what you achieve, but about who you become. It's about transforming yourself into a person capable of achieving your dreams and making a positive impact on the world. I challenge you to embrace persistence not just as a strategy for achieving goals, but as a way of life. Commit to being a person who does not quit, who sees challenges as opportunities, who learns and grows from every experience. You can't fail if you do not quit. This does not mean you won't face setbacks or disappointments. It means that as long as you are willing to learn, to adapt, to get back up and try again, you are still in the game. And as long as you are in the game, success remains possible. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs. Find joy not just in achieving your goals, but in the process of pursuing them. Let each challenge strengthen you, each setback teach you, each small victory encourage you. Your persistence has the power to transform not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. It has the power to turn dreams into reality, to turn potential into achievement, to turn ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. So go forth with courage and determination. Face your challenges head on. Learn from your setbacks. Celebrate your progress. Remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every lesson learned, no matter how tough, is growth. You have within you everything you need to persist, to overcome, to achieve. Your potential is limitless. Your resilience boundless. Trust in your ability to learn, to grow, to adapt. Believe in the power of your dreams and in your capacity to make them a reality. The road ahead may not be easy, but I promise you this, it will be worth it. Every obstacle overcome, every fear conquered, every goal achieved will shape you into the person you are meant to become.